Hello and welcome to Azur Lane Meta. If after this video you want to help support the channel, please check out my affiliate store at kit.co/AzurLaneMeta. Welcome back, guys, and today we have a video that was requested by the community. This is a video about the forgotten ships of Azur Lane. There are over 500 ships in the game, and most of them in some form or capacity are event exclusive or limited in some way. When those events pass, we no longer have any access to get those ships if you're a newer player or you just missed the event for some reason. So we have to rely on waiting for a rerun. But with so many events and so many ships, sometimes ships get forgotten. So today we're going to talk about the ships that have been forgotten. So let's go over the rules of engagement for this video. The ships listed in this video are not obtainable in any way in the general game. This includes the construction builds like the general builds or any exchanges or any way to get them permanently like PR system. The other thing is what we're determining is what is a lost or forgotten ship is a ship that has not been obtainable for anyone within the last year. So since August 2020. Another thing we won't talk about is collab ships. Collab ships, because of how intellectual property works and copyright, means that they will most likely never be rerun. They'd have to relicense that content, and that's just not very likely to happen given that collabs are meant to bring in new players on a one-time basis. So no collab ships are going to be here, so sorry HoloLive, sorry DOA, sorry Idolmaster, sorry Neptune. Those aren't going to be mentioned. If you missed those, you missed the boat on those. Those probably aren't coming back. Pun unintended. So let's talk about honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is going to be the Crimson Echoes event. This was the event that Amagi came in. It actually got rerun in English with Tosa and Naganami being added to the pool. And this rerun was in April 23rd, 2020, so over a year ago. That being said, all the ships, Tosa, Kago Battleship, Amagi, Makinami, Naganami, Hanazuki, Ashigara, Naka, and Hadakaze, are all limited. You cannot obtain them in the English form of the game. The reason I say this is kind of an honorable mention is because in Japan and China, this event is in the war archives and all the ships in it have been added to the general build pool. For some reason though, in English, they forgot about it, so all these ships are on the forgotten ships list. I imagine that they're going to be added to the war archives and the general build pool very soon, but it has technically been over a year since anyone has been able to obtain these ships. The next ship that's on the honorable mentions list is Mishishio. She actually was an August 2019 login reward and was last introduced into the game August 1st of 2019 as a monthly login reward. However, after 2 years, she finally was added to the last update to the general build pool, the light build pool. So she actually gets off this list. She was the second longest ship to not have had a way to get her again. So anyone who hadn't played before August 1st could not get 100% completion, but now she is in the light build pool. You can get her in the wishing well or whatever it is. So that's nice that they added her. So now that we have all the exceptions, the honorable mentions, the fringe cases out of the way, we're going to be going over all the ships in order of how long it's been since they've been rerun. Can you guys guess in the comments which ship you think has not been rerun the longest? You already know it's from 2019. First up on this list, we have Little Illustrious. She was obtainable from the Dreams of Love and Peace event. This was her own event. It started on May 28th, 2020. You had to complete all 7 paintings to get her. The next ship that was forgotten is Vincennes. This was from Moonlight Overture. And actually, there's going to be 3 ships here, Astoria and Quincy. All 3 of them were obtainable in Moonlight Overture, which has not been rerun since June 10th, 2020. Quincy was a login reward. Astoria was a 3-star map drop from SP3, and Vincennes needed you to complete all 3 daily event tasks. These 3 ships have been added to the merit shop in China and Japan, so I expect that by the end of the year they will be obtainable again. Once again, this is a case of English lagging a little bit farther behind than China and Japan, but if you get your PvP merit points up right now, you'll be able to get these ASAP as soon as they drop, if you don't have them already. Next up is Tartu from the event The Way Home in the Night. This is actually one that I missed myself. This was last obtainable on May 20th, 2020. You had to complete SP3 60 times, and at the time I was a little bit busy and I couldn't be bothered for this non-meta ship to beat that SP3 repetitive 60 times, but now I can't have 100% completion until she's rerun. It was recently rerun in China and Japan. We could see a rerun in English soon, so they do have her on their radar once again. Next up, we have another little ship, and that is Little Renown from the event Little Royal Knight. This is her own event starting on April 23rd, 2020. You had to reach 1,000 trust points, and this just is another case of one of the little ships not getting rerun. Next up, we have Bush. I forgot this ship even existed. She was from the February 2020 login reward, which was started on February 1st, 2020 when she was introduced in the game. You just had to log into the game. Bush is actually now obtainable in light construction in China, Japan, and even Korea still, but not in English yet. Next up is Sheffield Mew, the idol version of her. She came first in Crescendo of Polaris event on February 13th, 2020. You had to play the rhythm minigame to get her. This one's unique because we actually had a rerun of the Mew ships. In that rerun, not only do we get a whole bunch of new ones, but a lot of the old ones, like Akagi, Gascon, Cleveland, were actually rerun in the general build pool. You could actually obtain them again during that rerun. However, Sheffield Mew was actually from the minigame reward, and she was not added to the construction pool for that rerun, meaning she was the only Mew ship that was not obtainable in the Universe in Unison rerun that included all the new Mew ships as well as the old ones except Sheffield. Poor Sheffy. Next up, we have Newcastle from the event Fight On Royal Maids, which started January 21st, 2020. You had to reach 24,000 points. There might be some speculation that since Crosswave got a rerun, that we might see a rerun on Newcastle. All of the construction ships from the event that she was in, like Dido and Biloxi, have been added to the general build pool already, so they might have just overlooked the fact that she was a point accumulation reward. That seems to be a theme here, is when they bring back events from the build pool, that they forget sometimes the milestone rewards. Makes sense. They don't really have an aspect to put them into the build pool at that point. And their events are pretty small, not something that a lot of people would be excited about for a rerun. So it does make sense. Moving on, we have Uranami from the Spring Festival event. It was a mini game point accumulation reward. This also came on January 21st, 2020. You had to manually collect all 7 stamps. And this ghosty girl has been pretty much forgotten for the most part. The next ship that's on this list is another login reward, Nagatsuki. She was a January 2020 login reward, first obtainable on January 1st, 2020, just by logging in. She is also obtainable in the light construction build in China and Japan, so we hope to see her come to English soon. Now, there is one ship now that Misheshio has been added to the general build pool that came from 2019. This is a ship that has not been obtainable since June 12th, 2019. May 30th, 2019 was the first time she was obtainable, and that is Little Sandy. There comes the future star, where you had to reach 1,000 friendship points for her to come to your dock. She already was in your dock as a friend, but you had to get that friendship points by the end of the event for her to stay there permanently. Cleveland and Lena were actually introduced during this event and have been added to the light construction build pool since. However, Little Sandy has yet to appear in any shape or form. Little Sandy marks the 3rd little ship, along with Little Renown and Little Illustrious, that have not been rerun at all, meaning that little ships tend not to get high priority for these reruns. So that's the list of ships not obtainable in the game in the last year. None of these ships are particularly meta-defining or fantastic in any way, but for those of you looking for 100% completion rewards, this could be frustrating if you're just sitting on 1 or 2 ships you haven't seen, especially Little Sandy, who was from 2019, over 2 years ago. The major culprits for ships that have been forgotten are going to be the little ships, going to be the monthly login rewards, although in China and Japan they've added most of those to the light build pools, so really this is an English only problem. It also includes ships from events that have been added to the general build pool, but those events had milestone reward ships. There have been a few ships that haven't been rerun, like I said, the Way Home in the Night, Moonlit Overture, and the Crimson Echo ships has been rerun at least once, but it's been over a year ago, and those ships haven't been added to the general build pool yet. So hopefully this video was a little bit fun and informative. I know a lot in my community were really excited about making this video, and I appreciate all of you guys who helped make this list and check it with me. The Azur Lane devs have done a pretty decent job at making sure that people can get that 100% collection if they haven't played in a while. But we are still missing a few, so we thought we'd do the work and the research to kind of hand it to you guys. These are the ones you're missing. Anyway, like and subscribe to this video if you thought it was fun and you want more videos like this. Join my Discord community if you guys want to help me make videos like this in the future or suggest videos that I should do. And take care. Until next time, guys. Peace out.